Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is HyuN, and we're casting another quarterfinal for the ASUS ROG Summer Tournament. And man, it's a quarterfinal, but it feels like a grand final already. We do have Stardust as our red Protoss down the bottom left side of the map, and HyuN as our blue Zerg up the top right side of the map. Man, how crazy is that? These players already meeting up in a bloody quarterfinal, man. It really should be a grand final when these two meet up, but they're meeting up now, and they're going to have it out now, and it's a best of 5, so it's going to be pretty epic anyway. And yeah, whoever doesn't win this series is going to get knocked out, so they're definitely going to be bringing their A game, both of them, and really absolutely going nuts. And there's light shining off the outside window into this window because I got like an L-shaped house, and it's starting to annoy me, so hopefully I can still see the action. I don't want to have to close the windows because it is 7:30. Don't ask me why I'm casting at 7:30 in the morning. I just woke up and I couldn't get back to sleep, so I'm like, screw it, I'll just cast something. And yeah, I should stop looking out the window because I got the little blindy white thing. Let's talk about the players. Let's talk about how these guys did early on in the game. Now, Stardust, start off with him. He beat both Project and Baby Knight. He beat Project 3-1 and he beat Baby Knight 3-2 in the round of 32. So that's pretty awesome. In the round of 16, he beat Ghostware 3-2 and he beat Lucifron 3-0. So very, very strong showing there. Yeah, I mean, just beating Lucifron 3-0, yeah, I mean, it's not every player can do that, but beating Ghostware 3-2, that's actually interesting because Ghostware, very, very good Zerg player, as is HyuN, and the fact that he didn't just wipe him out, he actually went 3-2, tells me that perhaps Stardust isn't super confident with his PVZ. I mean, he's got to be good. He's capable of winning, definitely, but I don't think he's capable of dominating HyuN, completely dominating HyuN. I don't think that's probably going to happen. I think that even if Stardust does win, HyuN is definitely going to take some games off him. And meanwhile, HyuN up the top right side. Yeah, let's have a look how he did in the round of 32. He defeated Vipro 3-2, and he defeated Wellmu 3-2. So actually having quite a lot of trouble in the round of 32, but yeah, he didn't have to go into a third game, so that was good for him. In fact, I think the only person who had to go into the third game in the round of 32 was Ghostware, of course losing to Titan and then beating him later on. So yeah, HyuN in the round of 16 actually did have to go for a third game. He defeated Bishu 3-0, but then he lost to Tasia 2-3. And yes, then he went ahead to defeat TLO 3-1 in the very final game. So yeah, I don't know, man. HyuN is he didn't have as good a record as Stardust in the round of 16, but then again, I mean, he was facing different players. Although Stardust was still facing Ghostware and Lucifron and all that. So I don't know, man. It looks like it's going to be a crazy game. I don't expect either player to really dominate in this series. I think it's going to be long and drawn out and painful, and you're going to have to claw for every single step. That's going to be my prediction anyway, and it's got absolutely, it's definitely not because I've already seen the replay files and I know how long they are. It's definitely because that's what I think. And third base coming out for HyuN already, nice and fast. So yeah, that's really, really fast. For a third base, he must have put that down in like the 4.5 minute mark or something. Meanwhile, Stardust, he's got his expansion down. He's just going for some standard stuff, going for level 1 weapons. He's got a second gateway out. Not really much going down for him though. He's not really pushing out with a whole ton. He's saving up a lot of minerals. He's obviously just not spending them as fast as he could have. There we go, double gateway down, and we can expect to see, actually that's triple gateway going down, so he's going up to 5 gate, and it's actually, whoa, that's 6 gate. 6 gate off 2 bases, 7 gate off 2 bases. So this is a very, very nice strategy, man. It's basically an alternate form of the 4 gate off 1 base. It's the 7 gate off 2 bases, and basically it's just adjusting the number of gateways for the number of bases you have, but still going for the essence of the 4 gate, which is just to get a crap load of units as fast as you can to go in there and just wipe people out very early on. So yeah, around the 10-minute mark, man, HyuN is going to be facing more gateway units than he knows what to deal with, and he does not know that all these gateways are coming down. But here we go. He's going to be trying to set up a pylon here. He's got one here. That's close-ish. He'd like to get one a bit sooner, a bit quicker, but HyuN has got beautiful placement on all of these watchtowers. So a couple of stalkers here. Here we go. He's setting up the pylon. The lings, the beautiful lings coming back, scouting this pylon. And if they take that out, man, that is going to suck. But they're not taking it out. And they're going to wish they had taken that out in just a second. But hopefully Stardust doesn't have to get supply capped here, building all these units. He's got 2 more pylons on the way. He should be fine. And here we go. The unit's starting to come out. But HyuN has gotten a roach warren out, so he's got a decent amount of roaches. However, I do not know if this is going to be enough. He's actually getting a macro hatch on the way. He knows that this is going to be a heavy fight early on. I'm not sure. He hasn't actually scoured the 7 gate, but he can probably look at the amount of units and say, well, that's a lot of units. And look at these guys all reinforcing in. HyuN is in a lot of trouble here. The ling's coming out, but I don't know. I don't know if he can hold off this 3rd base. I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, all Stardust has to do is just keep warping in units. He's got the economy for it. And the Queen's even coming down to help out, but the Queens are going to go down really, really fast. And I think Stardust can front more reinforcements than HyuN can. I think he can. I'm not sure, because this is a lot of roaches coming out. This is actually a lot of roaches coming out, and they are really pressing Stardust, really pushing him back. The Zealots are getting in nice and close, though, and that is going to help quite a lot. The roaches just focusing on the Stalkers. And the critical number of Stalkers have gone down. I feel like the Zealots continuing to do a lot of damage here. And it looks like they might just hold off there, warping in a bunch of units from the back side. Looks like he didn't want to warp them in from the front side. Things were getting too hot. And he may just have done it yet, but I'm not going to say for sure, though. I feel like he's not quite done it yet. I feel like Stardust is getting there, almost getting there, but I mean, I feel like he still hasn't won this battle. I feel like it just keeps on going, and it's pretty much even, man. Stardust was ahead for a little bit, but HyuN continuing to push out the roaches. Another 7 coming out, and the workers, man, the workers, are they going to be attacking, or are they just going to be running? It looks like they're going to be attacking. They want to finish this off once and for all, and Stardust going to take this opportunity. He's hitting the roaches. But the drones, it gives them an opportunity as well, because fleeing drones, you want to kill them. Drones attacking you, not necessarily want to kill them, because you'd rather kill the roaches. So really nice job. He's actually been trying to save those drones, but it doesn't look like it. He really actually wants to push this off. He's getting a little bit desperate, sending the workers out, trapping a lot of these Stalkers. They cannot retreat because the drones are trapping them. And it looks like they finally get out and continuing to send in these guys. He's actually getting upgrades while he's doing this, so great job. Focusing on the roaches, and the workers are going down quite a bit though. The Zealots are doing a nice job on the workers, and this is not looking good for HyuN, man. Not looking good for all. He's holding off, but his worker numbers are just going completely down the drain, and I suppose that Stardust just had that little bit of an edge, and HyuN knew Stardust had that edge, and that is why he started sending out all his drones. But he switched over to heavy Ling tech right now, and this is going to catch Stardust by surprise, because he was not expecting this many Lings. He was teching into a lot of Stalkers because HyuN was going for a ton of roaches, but now the massive amount of Lings just completely took him by surprise, and Stardust is going to push back. He's going to have to regroup, and meanwhile HyuN keeping all 3 of his bases alive, but at what cost to the workers, man? It's a massive amount of workers lost, and he is going to have to build a crap load of workers right now. He's going to have to push in here, see what he can do. I think that Stardust should be able to hold this off. He's got more than enough sentries here, and well, if the roaches up the back though, I do not know. They're not going to see a 3rd base, so all they can do is go through here, and I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that HyuN can push in here, but it is going to give him the opportunity to regroup and build up his worker numbers like he needs to. And Stardust is going to be a bit hard for him to push off and get a 3rd base off that beautiful attack, because it didn't kill it. I mean, ideally he should have got a 3rd base a few minutes ago when he just had HyuN totally on the back foot, but unfortunately HyuN managed to come back off that back foot and managed to hold his own, and now he's got these forces around the map just flying around, running around, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit hard. He really needs zealot speed or something like that to take care of those guys, because his army is just so slow at the moment. And yeah, by now it's a little bit too late to get this third base, and this might actually become a serious problem if this force out there stops Stardust from getting his third base, because he knows he desperately needs to get it. And he's going to get quite a fair amount of forces. He's going to scare these guys off. The hallucinated Phoenix getting a nice scout off. And we can see that HyuN is just going straight back into Roach Tech. We have a look at the structures here. Nothing really crazy going on, man. Nothing really crazy going for Stardust either. It doesn't look like he's getting a bit out of position here. He's trying to move in, but he's got to defend this third base, man. That should be his priority right now, defending this third base. He knows this force is on the map. He knows he's got to defend it. He cancels it again. He has to get this third base up, man. He really has to. Yeah, I mean, another few minutes of just being on two bases and his economy is going to start to dwindle. He's getting close to being mined out here. He's not super close, but he's getting there. He's getting there, and he really does need to get a third base. And HyuN doing such a great job at locking down that third base. And with this, I mean, these forces are great, but they're slow moving. They're so slow. And this force, even the roaches, they move so fast. He's trying to take out a lot of them here. And HyuN getting trapped where he doesn't want to get trapped, actually losing quite a lot of those forces. But he's got another force here. Look at how many bloody roaches there are, man. Just an insane amount of roaches. And this is a half decent force for taking out roaches. You've got two immortals, got a whole bunch of stuff, but they're going around the other side. Gonna try and flank him. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. He's got to pull back though. He's not going to get flanked. The Lings are all going to go down, and then it's going to come down to these roaches. And I think that Stardust has the better force, but the roaches, I don't think they're going to engage here. I think they're just going to get out of there and live to fight another day, because he does not want to get sandwiched between this main base. He's going to try and have a crack though, but another immortal coming up here is going to make him change his mind. He's going to have to run. Two immortals maybe, but probably not. Three immortals definitely not. And that pylon going down, and Stardust going for the third base again. He's got to hold on here. I feel like he's got to hold this third base. If he loses the third base again, man, it's just going to be nuts, because I mean, HyuN is starting to get a really scary amount of economy. He's chasing this one there, but another force coming in. They're going to try and hit the third base again, I feel like. And he's being tugged in two different directions, trying to defend. He's got to stick close to his third base. He's moving back. He's leaving the third base exposed from the left side, but there is a mothership core keeping an eye on these guys, and they cannot attack air, man. So those guys are actually retreating, but I suppose the mothership core also keeping an eye on them. So if they start coming in to hit the third, he is going to know about it. So really, really great stuff here, and he should get this watchtower, man. I'm not sure why he's not getting it, but he probably should. And here we go. Two weapons coming out. Robotics Bay as well. HyuN getting two weapons as well, but not really heading into any sort of higher tech options too much. And Stardust he's just worrying about this base. He's actually running completely out of minerals, so he really needs this third base. Pushing out a little bit, and this other force coming in to snipe the Nexus. Stardust, man, he's got to save it. If he loses this Nexus, man, I do not know what's going to happen, but it's going to be absolutely horrible. Manages to push the roaches off, and then the other force coming in. He's got to send both of them at the same time, and some nice force fields are going to hold that off. Really, really great job, but the forces are like, well, you can force field me there, but I'm just going to go into the main base. And the Immortal going to try and hold this off, another force field, and he's got to force field this area, but he doesn't. I think he's going to clean up this area, maybe, but he's trying to hold up forces here as well. Stardust, he's trying to do everything at once, and he just doesn't have the army to face every single unit at the same time. He's trying to hold off here. I feel like he's just going to be able to hold off there, moving the rest of his forces back. So great split up in his forces. He left just as much as he actually needed. Although some bloody Lings coming in might change it, but Nexus Overcharge should be fine. And these roaches running in, he really needs to get his forces up this ramp. They were chasing a bunch of roaches that came down here. And all that Nexus going down, man. So that's going to suck for his gas income. But he will hold off here. He will be able to kill all these units. And meanwhile, what is the worker tally? He's lost quite a few workers. didn't lose all of the workers, but he lost quite a few, and yeah, it's not good for Stardust. He's definitely going to be on the back foot right now, but he's still kept his 2 main mining bases. All that was being mined here was gas pretty much, so I feel like he can afford to lose that Nexus. Not good, but I feel like he can afford to do it. He's still fully mining off this base, and this base is actually getting low as well, man. He's going to have to start getting a 4th pretty soon, and oh, he's going to be a nightmare trying to keep a 4th up with this very, very aggressive multi-pronged roach assault from HyuN, man. He's just doing so well. And meanwhile, Zealot coming in, trying to take that down that hatchery. Did not quite do it. These guys, they want to take the roaches out, but the roaches are just so fast compared to the Protoss army. They just keep running away. They just run away over and over and over again. Stardust cannot catch them. And he's having its... I mean, he could barely defend his 3rd base. When he has to get a 4th base, I don't see it happening, man. I do not see it happening. I mean... The only thing Stardust can really do is get a superior army and force the attack. Get into the base, force HyuN to come to him, and then engage him there. But I don't think he's in any sort of position to do that. If you look at the army, man, he's just so far behind. 60 to 142. He's completely out macroed here. I mean, there's beautiful attacks there. Cut down his worker numbers. But I think even before that, I mean, HyuN was in just such a great position. And if we have a look at his army, I mean, he hasn't been rebuilding any Immortals. It's just been Colossus, and Colossus are good, but it's just so many Roaches. And the Roaches coming in from both sides here, and this is going to be it, I think. I think that Stardust, man, is just completely surrounded. Oh my god, look at that. It's just a tiny little ball, and there's Roaches everywhere, fully surrounding him. Stardust just has no hope at all. He's just going to have to tap out. Look at the Overlords coming in as well, man. Just to make the point that I've got more units than you, he's just gonna say, hey, look at this, man. Look at all these Overlords pooping all over the place. And the DTs, man. DTs actually doing a good job, and HyuN finally realizing there are DTs. And oh, this is genius, man. Absolutely genius. Every time I think that I can't get better than what I've already seen, I see something new. You send in the Overlords, and the Roaches, man, they just pile into the Overlords, just do a micro Overlord drop. And you just drop wherever the hell you want, and they're dropping on top of the Colossus. Awesome stuff. So there we go, and that definitely is a good counter for the DTs as well, man. DTs come in, start ripping apart your Roach Force, just lift them up, and off you go. Absolutely brilliant. So there we go, game number 1, and HyuN just getting the awesome macro he needed, and I really feel like Stardust had a great plan, but he couldn't take out either of these expansions. Sorry, either this one or this one when he went in there. And, I mean, HyuN was on the back foot, but the fact that Stardust couldn't take out either of those expansions off that 7 gate, I mean, it really left HyuN in quite a good position. He was down by quite a fair amount of drones, but he had an army left over that he could pressure Stardust with, and that gave him the chance to get out the drones, and the fact that he had these hatcheries still up left him in good stead. And from then on he just macroed, and the pressure that he put on this 3rd base was simply phenomenal, man. Stardust just, you could see he was really flustered trying to defend that 3rd base. He tried, he just couldn't do it, and yeah, in the end HyuN just completely owned it with massive amount of Roaches, with massive low-tech units. So there we go. I'll thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in game number 2. This has been HyuRyMuppet. Hope you enjoyed this game.